on a journey, we're on a search for how to help as many people as possible around the world become better working humans. And so with the time we've got together today, we're going to unpack lessons that we've learned along the way. And then at some point towards the end, I want to change gears and share with you some of the things we're working on now and where we see this project going in the short and medium term. But just to be clear on what we mean by this term, better working humans, to us, that means a more secure worker. A worker who's secure physically as the number one priority. That's not a tough sell with a crowd like this. And secure mentally and emotionally, in that they have the information they need to do a great job. They're armed with what they need in order to be confident they're going to do the job well. And they've got job security because the team they're working in is working so well that they have every reason to believe they're going to still have a job next year and in the years that follow. So when we say better working humans, that's what we're trying to help create. Now, my name's Blake, I work for Safety Culture, we're the makers of i-Auditor, the inspection checklist app. My current job title is Project Lead, which just means I'm lucky enough to think creatively about how we use technology and put it to work in the service of how to help people be great at their jobs. Quick show of hands, because prior to coming to this event, who had heard of Safety Culture and i-Auditor? Yes. Oh, that's good. Quite a few. Okay, there's a few. For those that haven't, we make software. We make software for people just like this. These are actual customers of ours. I'm lucky enough to have met them all. This chap here actually from Kiwi Rail, a bit of local representation right there. That's Fraser Langbeing. He's working up in Kaikoura. He keeps people safe in the rail corridor up there. If you're innovating in the tech space, and we are, and you're inevitably building tools that people haven't built before. So in order to do that, you have to make a lot of assumptions, and you get a lot of those assumptions wrong, to be perfectly honest. But what you learn from people like this about the assumptions you do get wrong is usually far more powerful than had we been right about them in the first place. I'm going to walk you through our evolving search in this journey for how to help people be better at their jobs. And is that what we're all doing here today? Is that what this gathering is? I mean, that's what we're doing, right? This is how to help people be better at their jobs. I mean, it's pretty easy to make a case that safety, of all the things that people should be great at, safety is at the top of the list, right? A couple of nods, a couple of cold faces. No, more nods, good. It feels a bit like a group hug moment. It can be a bit tough to pull off logistically, though. I wonder if I could just get everyone to look like me in each other's eyes for 10 seconds. Probably not, I was keeping it. So, just to take us back a moment, we started Safety Culture about 12 years ago. We were selling safety documents online. So these were work method statements, i-Auditor policies, etc. These things are great. They helped small businesses would ease the burden of compliance. That's a good thing. We all know that if used properly, these things can drive good behaviour. They can start conversations about the best way to do things. But we saw all too often that they were just being used for compliance, and in the worst cases, they were just straight up ass covering. So that had us asking, can we do more to be part of the solution? Can we do more to be part of the solution? This had us making some assumptions that put us on an entirely different journey. This changed the game for us and had us touching the lives of more people all over the world. So our documents are really specific, tied to jurisdiction, legislation, job roles, and we started asking ourselves, is there something more universal that cuts across all of this, that cuts to the essence of what it's going to take to help people be safer in their jobs? And it struck us that the humble checklist that's been serving us since the aviation industry in the early 1900s decided that you shouldn't leave things to chance, things like putting fuel in the aircraft, that sort of stuff. So it's been serving us well, and seemed like a good place to start. It was 2011. There were smartphones showing up in everyone's pocket, and we said, great, let's build a checklist app. So we built i-Auditor. Actually, we built i-JSA before we built i-Auditor. i-JSA was exactly what it sounds like. It's a job safety analysis jammed into an iPad. It was rubbish. It was perfect if you wanted to use a document exactly the way we'd intended for that document, complete shit for everything else. So what we learned from that, we rolled into i-Auditor, and the rest is history, as they say. So this is us in the early days of the project. You can't see me because I took the photograph, but a couple of these lads could scarcely afford shoes at this point. And like a typical tech startup, a bit of a cliche, but we were in the founder's garage. And you can see we had a grand total of 5 people in the live stats on the app at that stage. So that was the humble beginnings. But we launched i-Auditor on the App Store, and it really took off straight away. It's been growing steadily in usage ever since. Now, I'm not up here to peddle the features and benefits of the software, but I feel in unpacking some of these stories, it's important to understand at least what the app does. So, one of the reasons it took off straight away was because it gave any of us with a fat finger and a smart device, we could just drag and drop our way to a really sophisticated checklist and template, and once you'd made that thing, you could do your inspecting in the field, or you could push it out to all of your workers, and they've now got a magic clipboard on their phone. So you can answer questions with the tap of a button, you can enter text responses, you can capture rich data, photographs, annotate them, you can give people multiple choice questions to rescue them from typing in the field. And of course, once all of that's done, you're signed off, creating reports is instantaneous, touch of a button, and that data is already captured for you in your Safety Culture Cloud, where you can run analytics and get trends and see opportunities that weren't available to you before. So that thing went so well, it attracted some early attention from investors. We got an Australian government grant, we got some investors in, we got ourselves a real office, everyone was wearing shoes, and since then we've actually raised about $8 million to this point to fund this project. So first and foremost, that's wonderful validation that we're really on the right track, and that we seem to be doing something right, and that it gives us a chance to really go after this thing, this dream, with both hands of helping people be great at their jobs. Just quiet. What's wrong with this bloke in the glasses down the middle of the right hand side? I don't put my hands off for anybody. We've now got offices servicing every time zone, and the live stats on i-Auditor usage look a bit different these days, and so that's a snapshot in time. Good to see New Zealand covered in completely down there as well. Represent well, that's it. Gav's hiding at rugby league. Wow. So now I've got to put up the indignity of a ritual humiliation at rugby union and rugby league. Thanks a lot.
Get used to it.
A netball, they just happened too, didn't they? Bloody hell. Customers are now returning responses at the rate of about 400 million a year, which clearly that seems to be meeting all over the world. Now, what of this assumption? Was there something universal? Was there, well, yes, there seems to have been something universal, but what we're starting to realise is that a checklist is just a really crude version. And so we could just pat ourselves on the back and say, job done. What was universal is that people need to be asking high quality questions at the right time, and we need to be capturing that knowledge and then surfacing that knowledge to the rest of the group to help raise the intelligence of the group as a whole. So let's unpack that thinking a little further in this next example. When we first built it, we thought we were building for inspectors, because inspectors do the inspecting and the workers do the real work, and they're free to get on with the real work and bitch about the inspectors. But nothing can be further from the truth. Now, we've been lucky enough we've got tens of thousands of companies all over the world using this stuff, and we're starting to see some patterns emerge at scale. And one pattern has been consistent amongst all the companies that really win big using our products. If you only take away one thing from my time with you today, take away this. And I'll cut straight to the punchline on this story. When you get more people in the front line doing more inspections, smaller inspections, and more often, it's a game changer. We see this time and time again from customers in every industry. Let's take a look at this with a specific example. This is Incitec Pivot. They're kind of a big deal. They make fertilisers, they sell them all over the world. You use phosphate in making fertilisers. They're such a big deal. They've got their own phosphate mine. They dig the stuff out of the ground. They turn it into fertiliser in steel containment facilities, and turns out phosphate is super corrosive. Steel facilities, we've got a problem. And such a problem, in fact, that about 12 years ago in North Queensland, there, a 19-year-old kid was walking along a steel mesh walkway inside one of these facilities. It was badly corroded, it failed. He fell through this thing and the poor kid died. The way NZTech Pivot, when they told us this story, the way they sought to ensure that this would never happen again was to employ an engineer. His job was to travel from facility to facility, order the thing from head to toe, and when they told us this story, they said at the end of each inspection, he comes up with a stack of papers this high, drops them on head office's desk. They're full of engineering drawings. They sift through it, pull out work orders, push them back out to the facilities manager. His job's then to go and turn this thing and turn that into work orders that bring it up to shape. Fast forward a couple of years, the engineer's still responsible for all of that, but he's no longer doing the inspections. They've rolled out i-Auditors for all their staff. All their staff have the magic checklist in their pocket, and they're using it for a bunch of reasons as well, but we'll just pull out this example. They are now doing the inspections on the facilities. So the guys who are walking on these mesh walkways, who are working these things every day, they are the custodians of safety and quality, and they are the experts on the condition of these facilities. So they're the ones asking what's working well, what's not, what should we do about it. So their awareness goes up, but they also have ownership in this thing. They have a voice. They are recognised as the experts on the condition of these facilities. The engineer still has a job. He's still responsible for it, but he is getting better information now. He's getting more timely information. So he actually is looking at these reports week on week, because it used to take him 3 months to get back to each facility. He's now seeing photographs week on week of specific corrosion and being able to make predictions about how long a piece of infrastructure is going to last. So we see this time and again. One common denominator every time we see it is that they tell us that the tool that they gave the frontline workers had to be so easy that people were happy to use it. If you want to engage them, it's got to be easy enough for them to pull it out, enjoy doing that, and then be able to get back on with their job. So we see this as a more secure business, a more secure company or team of people. And it's not unlike an immune system of the body. So it seems to us that it's like if every cell in the body is a custodian of safety and quality, it's not a case of who is catching who out. It's more a case of protecting your company from being caught out by bad culture. And we see that culture is designed from the bottom up. So these individuals in NZTech Pivot, their level of awareness goes up because they are routinely asking what's working well, what's not, what should they do about it. They have a voice, they have ownership, their motivation and pride goes up. The management team who are receiving the information, they're getting better at their jobs. They're getting real-time visibility across their organisation. They're making better decisions, and of course the company as a whole, benefits from that. And let's not kid ourselves, companies are here to make profit. When their workers are safer, happier, more effective, then they're certainly doing that. So this assumption just didn't hold water. Of course, there's always a role for specialised inspectors who are highly trained to do specific inspections, but the more you can involve every worker in this project, then the better the result for everyone. So, have we cracked the code? Should everyone just go and do inspections and save the world? We make an inspection app, so it's tempting for us to think that, right? But if all we did was get everybody doing inspections, then we're probably in a better place. But is that the best we can do? I doubt it. Is it even realistic? Definitely not. So surely we can do better than a checklist. Now, everything we've spoken of up to this point is what we've been working on in the past. I'm going to shift gears now and give you a bit of a look at where we're taking things. So people were using i-Auditor in ways that we hadn't really planned for or intended, and incident reporting was high among them, particularly in the construction industry. So Les Jones here from Poaching Construction in the north of UK, he said that the way they used to report incidents there was little plastic tubs on the corner of a couple of positions around the job site, and if there was a near miss or an incident, then you You wander over and get out your yellow card, fill it out, walk back over to the site office, drop it in the black box. Not sure what happens to it after that. They now have i-Auditor on everybody's phones, and because they were using it for a bunch of other stuff, they just thought, well, why don't we just make an incident report template and put it on their phones? And so they did that. Near miss reporting went up 168% year on year. Now, a room like this doesn't need me or anyone else to tell them how valuable they can be to a high-risk industry like construction. So, we are experimenting with ways to give people better ways to report incidents, make observations. So we made an app, it's called Spotlight, it's free, you can download and play with it. It makes it really easy for people to capture specific information on incidents, share that, have a conversation about it, resolve it in the moment. And whether or not this is an experiment, whether it becomes rolled into i-Auditor as a feature or not, we'll still figure that out. A bit short on time, let's keep it up. Alright, so it's 2018. Is having us bald apes poking at our devices the best way to capture crucial information? Probably not, we can do better. Internet of Things, it's a bit of a buzzword, but it just means that smart devices are lighting up all around us. We've got, in Sydney there, we've got labs and we've got a team working on creating smart sensors. We've started with temperature sensors. We're working in the food and beverage industry first of all, and so we're installing these things in fridges. So Marley Spoon delivers food to your door, and they've got these massive 30 by 50 metre fridges around the place. These things hold hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stock. And within 2 weeks of installing one of these sensors in their fridge, they had a critical temperature rise. It notified 3 people who needed to know about it within the Spotlight app. They had a conversation about it in the context of that straight away. A little report was sort of being created as they were talking. One of them happened to know there was a fridge mechanic on site at the time. They got him to have a look. Compressor was cactus, and they needed to fix that straight away. They did. Rolled on without skipping a beat. Needless to say, they're pretty happy about it. But you can imagine this. Why can't we have acoustic sensors listening for bearing wear, or monitoring temperatures on roofs where people are working, all manner of things that there are better ways to surface this information. So, should everyone do inspections? Maybe. We're going to find out. We're going to suggest everyone does, but there are clearly better things we can do. We need to give tools that help people easily respond to observations as they happen. But we then need to surface that intelligence and share it to the rest of the group to lift everybody's game. So, training. Deanne shared a bit with us on training, making it brain friendly there earlier. Do we have any training managers in the room? Is there anyone here responsible for training? We've got a couple? Yeah, good. Can you people please introduce yourself to me before the end of the day? This is the project I'm working on at the moment, and I'm peeing my pants excited about it. I need your help to help me unpack some of these assumptions. So please come and say hi to me. What do we do with all this wisdom and information? If there is a best way of doing things to consistently deliver high standards of safety and quality, and there is, how do we surface that information for the rest of the group? Leanne talked about brain friendly and sort of mentioned colour and such. So we're asking, what is the most efficient way of engaging with workers and capturing that information and sharing that with the people who need the knowledge? So we've built a training platform. It's not public yet. We're still just testing it with customers. It's built around short videos, micro training, because Gen Y, we can't keep people's attention. And a training manager can easily, just using their phone, run around and create rich training courses as people that are doing their work, send it out to people, that's great. But the secret sauce on this is we've made it effortless for them to be able to reach out to anyone in their organisation and ask, hey, Bob, since I know you're really good at this and the lads respect you, can you please make a 1-minute training video on how to use a safety stool? Thanks. He makes that video on his phone, it's already back in the training manager's dashboard, he can look at it, yep, he included all the things I need to, yes, he's wearing all the right PPE, bam, it's added to the login, he can then send that out to an unlimited number of people. It's like, and this is not a behaviour that we need to teach people either, right? I mean, in this day and age, everyone's an expert at taking selfies. So it's like your own internal YouTube, but no cat videos, because the training manager has absolute say in what makes it viable. Lastly, sorry, that's a peek into what we're working on now, and I really have to have a conversation with some of you about that throughout the day. Our last assumption is we sometimes fall into the trap of thinking we're a tech company because we're working with technology, but we're really not. We are a people company, and whether the technology is paper, phones, smart sensors, whatever comes next, we're just going to keep finding ways to put that technology to work in the service of helping people be better at their jobs. So thank you everyone for listening. Thank you very much. I wish each and every one of you and all of us the best of luck in this search for how to make better working humans. Thank you very much.